I might have Zoom teeth whitening again just so I can have an excuse to eat some of these foods. Hey there everybody, I am Crunchy Scott, and I thought that it would be fun for you to join me on a very interesting journey. So I got Zoom teeth whitening the other day, and as I was leaving the office, the dentist said, don't forget, you can only follow the white food diet. And I was like, the white food diet? And then she gave me a little piece of paper with a list of only white foods that I can eat for the next few days while my teeth continue to whiten, I guess. Supposedly, if you eat things that can stain your teeth, like strawberries or blueberries or even coffee, tea, for the next few days, because of what they did with my teeth, the pores on my teeth are very big, so it can absorb that stain. So for a couple of days, I can only eat white food. Well, as a vegan, that goes against everything that I do during the day. I mean, I try and eat the full rainbow as much as I possibly can. I'm always trying to get enough fruits. I'm always trying to get enough vegetables, trying to get my protein in there. So this, I was kind of like, as a vegan, what the heck am I going to eat on this white food diet? So anyways, I thought what I would do is I would challenge myself. I would eat white foods, of course, for the next few days because I don't want to blow all the money I just spent on these little white chiclets in my head. But I'd also try and make it fun and interesting so that if you also get Zoom whitening and you're a vegan, or even if you're not a vegan, maybe some of the things that I make you'll find delicious and you'll want to eat as well. I want to read the list of exactly what they gave me to eat. So main entree: turkey, tuna, whitefish, canned chicken, chicken. Okay, clearly I can't do any of that. Hold on, I need to fix my camera. Side dishes, plain pasta. Okay, I can do that. Mashed potatoes and potatoes. Beverages, milk, water, clear soda, or tonic. No coffee, no tea. Apples without the skin, bananas, pears, no peels, and cauliflower. Snacks, cottage cheese, can't do that. Plain or vanilla yogurt, of course I can do that because there's plenty of good vegan yogurts, and vanilla pudding, lots of cheeses in there. Condiment suggestions: mayo, sour cream, white gravy. You can eat white bread, flour tortillas, crackers, breakfast, pancakes, egg whites, can't do that, oatmeal, and cream of wheat. So it's kind of a limited diet, and it doesn't sound super healthy, but I think because I am completely plant-based, I can zhuzh this up a little bit. So continue to follow me here. I am going on a journey. I am going to eat all white foods for the next few days, but they're gonna be delicious. For breakfast, I am taking full advantage and making something that I don't typically make myself, which are grits. And I'm from the South, so all grits have to be cheesy grits, and of course mine will be cheesy vegan grits. Grits are not actually on the little list of things, so I'm starting off really well, right? But oatmeal is, and so is cream of wheat, and that's basically the same color pattern as like a cream of wheat or oatmeal, so I don't feel like this is going to be an issue. By the end it will be colorless, even with the cheese that I'm going to use, but it will not be flavorless, I promise. Okay, I pulled this off of the heat. Now over on the stove, I did add a little bit of this. This is Miyoko's mozzarella. Typically to my grits, I'll add some sort of vegan cheddar, but I did not have any in my fridge. So I had this in my fridge and I pulled that out, and I'm sure it is going to be absolutely delicious. I wanted you to see, I'm not cheating. Grits in their normal state or in their dry state really are pretty white. So I'm doing good on this diet so far. I am gonna add a little bit more, and I say more because I did add some of Miyoko's butter earlier on in the cooking process, but I'm gonna add a little bit more here at the end. The other thing that kept these grits nice and white are unflavored, unsweetened almond milk, which I added over on the stove too. So this is looking nice and creamy, just how I like it, and my mouth is so watering. Oh, that's delicious. I typically have cheesy grits, vegan cheesy grits for dinner, but man, on a day like today with all the rain, this is like really hitting the spot. The other thing I really like about these is that Miyoko's butter does not add anything to make it look more like regular butter. So it's completely white, just made with coconut oil and cashews. And so it's perfect for this. When my dentist said no coffee or tea as part of this diet, I was like, no big deal. I can go a couple days without coffee. And then 10:30 this morning rolled around and I was instantly Googling clear liquids with caffeine. So I ran out. I was actually looking for Mountain Dew Ice. I did not find Mountain Dew Ice, but I did find this. This is basically a coconut water. It's only 10 calories. It has 55 milligrams of caffeine, and I'm shooting for 150. That's how much a 12-ounce cup of coffee has, and that's what I drink every day. So I would have to drink 3 of these. I did down one on the way home. It's pretty good. It's nice, but it's 18 ounces. And so if I was drinking 3 of these a day, I would be floating away. And I do try and get all my caffeine intake by about 1 or 1:30 in the afternoon. Otherwise, I would have some sleep issues. So I also found this Zevia. It is the Mountain Zevia flavor. So I'm assuming this is like a Mountain Dew flavor. This also has 55 milligrams of caffeine in it, but it's only 12 ounces. So I think 3 of these are a little bit more doable than 3 of these, because I still have to drink water and, you know, soy milk and my smoothies and all that stuff. I'll just be like floating away, but that's not super delicious. However, and I don't, to be honest with you, I don't know if it tastes like Mountain Dew or not. It has a very light lemon limey flavor. I've not had Mountain Dew. I don't know if I've ever had Mountain Dew, to be honest with you, but I think this is much more doable to get that caffeine in my body and into my brain for the next few days. For lunch, I am having a white soup. So what I did is I cut up 1 potato and boiled it. In the water, when I was boiling the potato, I did throw a few cashews in there to soften that up because I love that creamy texture that's gonna give this soup. And then I dumped it all here into my Vitamix, the water and all, because that water has flavor and I can't add too many flavorings. So I also steamed up a bag of cauliflower, and I did hold some back so that this soup wouldn't be super smooth. I'm gonna add a few chunks of cauliflower later. And then a good dose of salt, because that's kind of my only flavoring right now. You could probably add onion powder. I don't have any of that. I think that's kind of white. If you have white pepper, that would be really delicious. But otherwise, we're gonna zhuzh this thing up. One more thing that I'm gonna add, and I should have added it when I added all the other stuff, but I totally forgot about it, is a little bit of cashew yogurt. That's gonna give it a little bit of tang. There we go. And I'm actually gonna add just a little bit more salt because I tasted it and it really does need salt. I did go ahead and add a little bit more vegan butter to the mix just to you know, give it a little bit more flavor flav. And then I added the chunks of cauliflower on the top. That's a really creamy soup. I've made this before, and I gotta admit, it has a lot more flavor when I make it with nooch, and that actually makes a big difference. However, with that said, this is great. I mean, I'm gonna definitely enjoy this for lunch or for dinner. Look how white that is. Just like my teeth. For dinner, actually you need to start thinking about this dinner way before dinner time because it's in the crock pot. Do you guys remember that Meghan Markle recipe? I think it was called like Filthy Sexy Pasta. Well, this is sort of inspired by that. She cut, I think it was zucchini or squash or something like that into, you know, just some strips, and then she cooked it way, way down in the crock pot. Well, I obviously took off the skin, so there was no yellow and no green for my zucchini and squash, and then I chopped it up. So all this is nice and white. Now, the other thing I was gonna do, I was gonna add some shallot, but then I was like, Scott, this is all white food. Shallot is not gonna work. Maybe you have some onion, some white onion. I do not. So I'm not gonna run to the store just to get some white onion. So I'm just gonna kind of have to make do. I'll add some salt to this. And I do have some things after this cooks down for a few hours that I'm gonna add that'll give it some more flavor. But for the meantime, I'm gonna add a little bit of white wine to get things started, just there. Salt it, and then we're gonna probably let this cook down for about 3 or 4 hours until it gets to be a mush. And then we're gonna add some other stuff because this is gonna be a delicious pasta sauce. Here is what our squash and zucchini looks like after about 4 hours. It smells really good. That wine, I think, really did a nice job. And now you could just leave it like that. Some people mash it up with the potato masher. I think it's kind of nice. The texture will be good. But I'm also going to add a little bit of vegan sour cream. This is Trader Joe's. To be honest with you, it's not my favorite sour cream, but it's what I have, and you can clearly see that it's white. And even though this mixture isn't white now after it's been cooking for a little bit, I don't think it's an issue because the color of the flesh had no pigment in it. So I think I should be good to go. Now, after I mix all this in, I might evaluate a little bit more, but I think we're gonna be good, especially if I'm gonna serve this over pasta. I added a little bit of vegan parm on top. Follow Your Heart has really good vegan Parmesan cheese. And I completely understand that none of this white food looks appetizing. I'm really sure about this because I've been photographing all this food and there are no pretty angles, but so far so tasty. Okay, that's really good too. Really, really good. I would say maybe a little bit more salt. And I do think that onion, if I had the onion, I definitely think it could have bumped up the flavor. But with all that said, it's really tasty. And a huge perk for me, as a very messy eater, all this white food, I don't have to change my clothes just to eat a little pasta or eat a snack. And yes, usually I do because I'm a super messy eater. It's time for dessert, and I decided to do something similar to like what I did with the cheesy grits, do something that's out of my comfort zone, maybe something that I haven't had for a really long time, something really special. And this goes back to my childhood, and you're gonna be totally grossed out by it. But this is a pear with mayonnaise. This is a real dessert in the South. I remember when I was a kid. So my mom used to make this. The only difference is that she would sprinkle grated cheddar cheese on top. And I liked it. Yes, I'm a good Southern boy. I like weird Southern food like that. And it was usually as like a little side salad-y kind of thing in the, like in the corner of my plate or on a separate plate actually at a dinner. But I remember liking it a lot. So I thought, I've never seen white vegan cheddar, so I could scrap that. But of course I do have pears. Now she used canned pears and of course mayo, and I think she used more like Miracle Whip, my mom back in the day. She hasn't made this in years. But I used these pear halves from Trader Joe's, and they're in white grape juice. So clearly no color here. And then this is vegan mayo spread and dressing from Trader Joe's as well. I figure that's kind of like Miracle Whip, but I know you guys are probably like, this is so disgusting and I do not want to see you eat a pear with mayonnaise on it, vegan mayonnaise. But it's pretty dang good. It's really good. So the pear is sweet. The mayo is kind of creamy and kind of tart. And I can definitely see the salt of a cheese working, but even without the cheese, it's really good. I know that's crazy, but you gotta try it. You really gotta try it. I'm gonna probably eat another one of these. I hope you've had a lot of fun watching me whip up white food recipes here for the last few days, but I do have a little bit of a disclaimer here right now. Only eat the foods that your dentist tells you to eat after you have Zoom teeth whitening. I do not want to get in trouble for telling you to eat something that is not on your list. So only eat what's on your list. I got creative. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'm usually in my kitchen whipping up 80s inspired recipes, but every once in a while I do stuff like this because it is a lot of fun. So go check out my other videos, eat some white foods, and may your teeth be super white if you eat white foods like mine. Can you tell? Can you tell I've had Zoom whitening?